Welcome guys, this is part one in a multi-part series of how you can move to Thailand with the least amount of headache. This series should be fun. Maybe you don't find it fun, maybe you find it fun. I don't know if you're gonna find it fun, but I'm gonna try to educate you the best I can. And I'm going to educate you not based off of hearsay. I'm going to educate you based off of my personal experience, things that I have been through, and I'm going to provide you with the most accurate, up-to-date information possible so that you can make the best informed decision possible. Why is this series going to be important? Because for many of you, you're either planning a holiday here, a vacation, a first visit, or planning to move. I'm going to touch on flights, hotels, and transportation in this first series, and then we're going to get into the meat of how to move to Thailand and what living in Thailand is like. So you want to move to Thailand. So let's start with the very basics. First, you're going to need a plane ticket. I recommend using Kayak for that. Kayak typically is a wonderful resource. You can find deals on there, and then you can go to the airlines that offer the deal and typically find the same flight for $100 to $200 cheaper than what you would find on Kayak, but it's a great starting place. You can also use apps like Skyscanner as another resource, particularly if you're coming from the UK area. Hopper is another resource you can use. It's another app. Of course, Google Flights, and there are many others. But the main thing is to pick a flight that you feel comfortable with. And let me explain what I mean by a comfortable flight. When you are deciding on a flight to pick, one thing you need to look at is layovers. Please be sure to account for the layover time. You need a layover that is long enough so that if your inbound flight is delayed to your connecting flight, you won't miss it. You also need a layover that's long enough so that if you have to get your own bags and recheck them for the next airline, which usually doesn't happen, but it does occasionally, you have enough time to do so. Very important. Typically what you want to look for is about a 3 to 4 hour layover. That is a really good layover. Anything below that, you're going to start pushing it. Anything above that, you're probably going to get bored, sleepy, and jet lag is really going to start to affect you tremendously. If you are coming from America, for example, the total process of flying here, the entire time, should take you between 24 and 30 hours, depending on what kind of airline you want to fly and how much you're willing to pay. I know that right now you can get a flight for about $1,100 round trip from America to Bangkok. The layovers are particularly important because that is your time to rest, to stretch, to rehydrate yourself if you're dehydrated. When you've been flying for 10, 14, 16 hours straight on an airplane, you need that time to get up and get mobile and move around. It's really important. So picking your flight is step number one. If you have any questions about picking flights and the duration of those flights and how they will impact your traveling to Thailand or to anywhere in Southeast Asia, please feel free to comment below or send me a message on Facebook and I'll be happy to explain further. Step two, where are you going to stay when you get here? Let's just assume that you're going to arrive in Bangkok. So if you're going to stay in Bangkok, your best choices are either an Airbnb or a hotel. If you choose a hotel, you're looking at least 35 to 30 US dollars a night for a decent hotel in a decent part of the city that's clean and has a refrigerator and a hot water shower, those kind of things. Not that you necessarily need a hot water shower here because it's very hot all the time. But those are the things you're initially going to look for. Your other option is the Airbnb. The Airbnb is a great option because it is typically less expensive than a hotel. And if you pick a good Airbnb with a good owner, they will help you find the things that you need to find in the city. Now let me back up for a second. The first thing you need to do before you move anywhere is to come visit, first and foremost. Make sure that you have visited wherever it is that you want to stay before you come. I came to Thailand after being in the Philippines. I had never been to Thailand before. I packed up everything and moved. There is literally nothing scarier to me than landing in a foreign country with bags full of luggage and having no clue what you're going to do next. That's what this series is designed to do. This series is designed to tell you step by step what you can do to avoid problems in your transition. So when you get here, have a hotel booked or an Airbnb booked. You can use apps to do that. Use Airbnb's app. I use it all the time. It works great. Hotels.com is another fantastic resource. Also, Agoda is a wonderful resource. Agoda is actually providing better deals now than Hotels.com. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a competitive nature of the business, but Agoda is a very good resource. Although I will say Hotels.com does offer a free night for every 10 nights, and they offer silver and gold statuses, which means that you get a better price basically on the hotel room. So those are things to consider also. Basically, we're just going to talk about in this first part hotels, flights, and what to do next. So you're going to land at one of the two airports in Bangkok, and the first thing you're going to do is need transportation to where you're going to go. My suggestion to you is to use a Grab car. If I were you, I would avoid taxis in Thailand like the bubonic plague. They're always looking to scam, always. I have never gotten in a taxi here, a regular taxi, and not been tried to be pulled over on money. They always don't want to run the meter. They want a set fee, which is outrageous. However, if you get a Grab taxi or a Grab car, that price is fixed. It's set. So you don't have to worry if you get stuck in traffic and the meter's running. You don't have to worry about getting ripped off by anybody. Grab, the company, sets that price for you before you ever get in the car. You have the choice to decline that car or accept it. So it's entirely up to you. So let's recap real quick. You want to make sure you get a flight that is conducive to your needs. Also think about your medical needs. Medical needs are important when we talk about flying, because if you're going to be on a 16-hour flight and you have, some type of bone condition or sleep disorder or something of that nature, you're going to need to make sure that you have the proper medications, tools, whatever the case may be. You need to be sure that you are ready for that long haul flight. I actually have a couple videos on that you can check out on the channel. I'll try to link one right here if I remember, that will help you when you are taking these long haul flights, because they can become excruciatingly painful, both physically and psychologically. They really take a toll on your mind. If you've never been on a plane for 16 hours straight, I can personally tell you it is not a pleasant experience, no matter what kind of plane you're on or what class of seating that you have, whether it be business or economy, whatever. So step 2, be sure you have a hotel or Airbnb picked out when you get here. There is no reason for you to ever come here without having a place to stay before you get here. No reason, ever. Make sure that those two things are lined up. Your flight's booked, your hotel's booked. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff, and it's all paid for. That's another key. Make sure everything's paid for. You've already paid for everything with your credit or debit card. You don't have to worry about paying for any extras. Be sure to read the fine print in your flight and your hotel stay, especially if you're in Airbnb, because Airbnbs have many different rules depending on the owner. Some Airbnbs have curfews, some do not, most do not, but some do. And you have to be careful about this, because I have seen people come in after curfew and been asked to leave with no refund. So flight, place to stay, transportation. If you're coming to Thailand, get a Grab car. If you must get a taxi, insist on getting a taxi with the meter running. Also, when you get in the Grab car or the taxi or whatever mode of transportation you choose, take a photo of the identification that the taxi offers. It'll either be on the side window or on the back of the seat. You can take pictures of that. Send that photo immediately via Dropbox, Google Drive, instant message, WhatsApp, Line, something. Send it to somebody, somewhere, so that they'll have it. That way, in case you go missing or your luggage goes missing out of the trunk of that cab, that is the only insurance that you have. So be sure you do those things. In part 2, we're going to talk about what to expect when you get here. We'll touch a little bit on the basics, like how to live day to day here, what to expect from the culture, what to expect from the food, and some of the pricing. I hope this helps you guys get a little bit of a start on planning your trip to Thailand. If you found this information helpful or you find any of my videos helpful, please hit the subscribe button below, as I don't want you to miss any of my video updates. I usually post between 3 to 5 videos a week, and it's all related to travel, education, fun, and photography. This is what I do. I travel and I take you guys with me, and I share my experience and try my best to help you out. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to message me on Instant Messenger or go to my Instagram. You can direct message me there as well. The Instagram is jeremy.clodfelter. See you guys in the next one.